Okay, we're going to talk about multiplying decimals today. So the thing about multiplying decimals is that people get intimidated by the fact that you're multiplying decimals, but actually it's pretty much the same thing as when you're multiplying whole numbers. So the steps that we're going to follow today are: step 1, you're going to forget about the decimal for now. We're going to apply the decimal at the end of our problem. Step 2, you're just going to multiply normally. And then step 3, you are going to count the number of places behind the decimal in your entire problem, and then place your decimal in the answer with the same number of places behind it. Now, I know that sounds kind of complicated, so we're going to practice some. Okay, so there are a couple of things here. So first, we're going to follow our steps of kind of making sure of doing like a magnitude estimate, which is going to check our answer for reasonability. What I mean by reasonability is it reasonable that your problem is within the right range? And when you're multiplying by decimals, that can be really important. Okay, so we're going to look at our problem and decide, we're going to look at our problem and kind of decide what our multiplication problem would be if we just had whole numbers. So if we look at this, we have, I didn't mean to move that, sorry. We have 4 in this front space, right? This first, the ones place of this top number of 4, and we have a 7. So if we were to take 4 times 7, that answer is 28. So our answer is going to be somewhere close to 28. And if we think about magnitude estimate, magnitude meaning, is our answer going to be in the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds, or the thousands? And this can be really important when you're multiplying by decimals, because if you forget to put your decimal in, it's going to be much larger than it should be. So our answer should be somewhere in the tens place. All right, so now that we kind of checked our work in terms of, not checked our work, but predicted what our work is going to look like, now we're ready to actually multiply. So again, we're going to actually forget about our decimals for now, and then we're going to multiply. So we have 3 times 3, which is 9, 3 times 4, which is 12. We need our little magic 0 there. 3 times 7 is 21. Bring our 2 up here. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. Oh dear. My estimate is in my way. Okay, so now multiplication makes us mad. So we're going to add this up, 9, 3, 1, 3. So we have 3,139, but we're not done. If we were to stop our problem here, our problem's going to actually be gigantic compared to what the actual answer is. And if we look down at our magnitude estimate, it's not going to be in the thousands place. Okay, so that's a big clue. So now we have to add our decimal in. If we look up here, there is 1, 2 places behind the decimal. So there are 1, 2 places behind the decimal, which means we need 1, 2 places behind the decimal here. So our decimal actually goes right there in between the 1 and the 3. And that means that our answer is 31 and 39 hundredths, which is really close to our 28 that we got as an estimate. And we also know, because of our magnitude estimate, that it is in the right range and we've actually placed our decimal correctly. Now, the magnitude estimate won't necessarily take care of anything. Like if you have a computation error up here, like if you mixed up your facts, or if you forgot to calculate your regrouping up at the top, that won't fix that, but it will make sure that your decimal is in the correct space, and that your number is about as big as it needs to be. Okay, let's try it again. So before we start, we're going to do a magnitude estimate. So we're going to look at the part, just if we look over here at our instructions, we're going to look at the part that includes just our whole number. So we have 21 and 8. So 21, if we could even round that to 20, times 8 is going to be about 160. So we're going to be in the hundreds. All right. So that is, our answer should be right about that, and we know it's going to be in the hundreds place. Let's try multiplying. So I'm actually going to erase, wrong thing. There we go. Erase our scribble there. So we're going to multiply normally. 4 times 3 is 12. Bring our 1 up here. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Now we're going to put our little magic 0 there, because the 8 isn't an 8. It's technically an 80 as we're multiplying. 8 times 4 is 32. Oh, we want to cross that out because we don't need it anymore. 32. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11. Bring our 1 up here. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Okay, multiplication makes us mad. Oh man, our estimate got in the way again. There we go. Okay, so right now we have 17,762. But if we look at our magnitude estimate, it's not giving us. This would even be the 10,000s, which is way over here, right? So that's not right. We know that that isn't going to help us because that's not our magnitude estimate. So because we haven't placed our decimal yet, right? So we have 1, 2 places behind the decimal, which means we need 1, 2 places behind the decimal. And so our final answer here is 177 and 62 hundredths, which is pretty close to that first estimate that we had, which was 160. Okay, so in that case, our estimate helped us out and our magnitude estimate helped us out. Okay, let's try one more problem. Okay, so we're going to check for reasonability first and get our estimations set up so that when we are done, we can see if our answer is reasonable. So again, we're going to look at our numbers that are whole numbers. So I have 13 times 4. Now, 134. Goodness, I got carried away there. 134 times 4. And we can even round this down to 100 times 4. So this is going to be about 400. Which will put us in the hundreds space for the magnitude estimate. Okay, and now we're ready to multiply. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. Magic 0. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Multiplication makes us mad. So we add this up, 8, 12, 6, and 5. Now, we're not done yet. Haven't placed our decimal. So if we look up here, we have 1 place behind the decimal. That's it. There's not a decimal up in this top number. So we only have 1 place behind the decimal, which means we only need 1 down here. So if we place our decimal here, is it reasonable? Yes, it's in the hundreds place, and yes, it's pretty close to this 400. So one of the important things with multiplying decimals, not only the accuracy of your facts and things like that, and our doing the algorithm of multiplication, but also checking for reasonability. Does it match your magnitude estimate? Does it match your estimate? Okay, so those are big things to check out. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.